Okay, the other day that I tried to use the sodium silicate to get various of different sizes of quite cold texture, and also I didn't show you, but later on I make a lid for this little cover jar. The lid is a little bit bigger than the body. And I'm going to show you how I trim to fit perfectly for this cover jar. Before I started, and again I like to give you some announcement that this coming Friday and Saturday at the Sunnyvale Community Center in the Bay Area, we are having a holiday sale, the studio sale. And also I will do a demonstration on Saturday from 11 to 2 o'clock. So if you have time and you are living in the Bay Area, welcome to come and take a look. I will have some demonstration on how to do the texture on the surface. So it should be a good demonstration. I hope you guys can come. Right, so this is the cover jar, and the top is almost done, because when you make it nice and perfect, so you don't need to trim a lot, or you don't need to do anything on the top. So now all I need to do is trim the bottom, trim the foot. And since this is a little bit small and a little bit delicate on the gallery here, so I'm going to use a chuck. So this is the chuck. It's made out of porcelain. And I don't usually dry my chuck. I leave my chuck a little bit wet. Actually at that hard stage. So it's easier for the clay to stick on. That's the main reason I leave my chuck on fire, and actually I keep the moisture. So first I center my chuck. And that one other good thing for keeping the chuck wet is that if you, in case the size isn't quite fitting nicely, you can always trim. Okay, you can use the trimming tool to trim the surface. Okay, so that's why I leave my chuck moisture, and after each use I just dip it in the water or spray some water and put it in a plastic bag, so you keep moisture all the time. And since I cut it right up the wheel head, so the top is quite flat, so actually there is one simple way and easy way to find a good center is you try to find a good level, and you just place it right in the middle, and you can find a bubble and you adjust it so that the bubble is in the center. Okay, so the bubble is in the center. You cannot see it, but you get the idea that I try to find a good level bubble. It will help you do the job easier. Okay, so it's level. If you're worried about it's not quite centered, you can actually center a little bit here if you like. And then you just use a clay to secure some clay. And I can secure the chuck. coil right on my top and the chuck. Okay, I'm now ready to trim the foot. Again, I'm using my newly made stainless steel number 2 trimming tool number 2. This tool can do most of the job on the trimming. So I have sodium silicate texture here, and this part is a little bit smooth. So actually I'm going to get some chattering mark here, so that texture and texture, different texture. And again, this is number 1 trimming tool. It's been really fast. So to get different texture on the bottom portion, and burnish the foot. Sign my name. Get a little clay ball, because I'm going to put my stamp. So roll a tiny little clay ball, and then you squeeze it. And add a little bit of water there, so that the clay stick to the bottom. And then put my stamp. So let me bring it closer. So this piece is finished trimming. So the bottom is different chattering texture with the crackle texture, and my name on the stamp. I put a little clay ball here, and then flatten it, add a little bit of water in between, and then put my stamp. So the body is done. Now I'm ready to trim. How the lid look before I started. The lid, this kind of lid is a little more complicated, because you need to fit 2 sizes. One is here, you need to drop in inside the hole, and then the outer part needs to be smaller than here, so that it's fitted. And now the inner part that I can fit in, but the outer part is a little bit wider. So I will trim a little bit on the outside part, so that the lid can sit right on the gallery better. Just a tiny little bit. By trim, I usually like to put a stamp inside of my lid. And I leave the bottom portion, this part, a little bit thicker, so I could trim, get to trim a taller or a bigger knob. So first, I would like to get my lid to fit, and then I will trim the knob. get to trim a little bit so that it's a little bit smaller. Okay, pick it up from the wheel head and see how it goes. Still not quite, maybe 1 millimeter. And I have shown you before, this is the number 3 trimming tools that it fits right into the underneath of the knob. That's a lot of clay to remove, but as long as your tool is very sharp, you can remove the clay in no time, fast. Okay, again, I'd like to show you the chattering on the lid. This time I'm going to use the number 3 tool. Okay, so the knob is made, the lid is made. Let me burnish a little bit here. Spin the wheel and twist. This is the chattering mark using the number 3, and the knob is made. Little bit smaller underneath, so that your hand can go and grab easier. So this is how it looks after trimming, so that the lid is fitting tightly inside the gallery, with lots of crackle, sodium silicate texture, chattering mark on the lid, and also chattering mark underneath. It's the whole piece. Right.